Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Michael from Divorce Rehab, and I did a video earlier. That ended up taking 45 minutes. That basically, I was trying to get to the point that I'm going to get to right now, and this video is going to be much shorter and to the point. And the reason I'm doing this video is because for those of you that have a low attention span and that just want to get down to the nitty gritty of really what this video, the first video, was supposed to be about. That's what this video is. It's just a shorter version of the first video. And I decided to change things up a little differently. I've got my stick, and I'm going to go ahead and read one verse, and then I'm going to take you guys for a walk here in the beautiful mountains of South Carolina. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm kind of just out in the middle of nowhere. And this location is called, what is it? Horse Pasture Road here in South Carolina. And this road takes you up to a place called Jumping Off Rock that gives you a view of Lake Jocassee. So the verse I want to talk about is in Isaiah chapter 4. And it says and I'm sorry, this is Michael from Divorce Rehab, just in case you didn't know. Divorcing yourself from the world and rehabbing yourself through the Word of God. In that day, verse 1 of chapter 4 says, 7 women saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." Okay. We're just going to stick with that for now because this is something that apparently happened during the time that Israel was a happening place. And apparently it was doing pretty well. The women had their own clothes, their own apparel. They had apparently everything. They had apparently all of their needs met. Everything they needed. Except for one thing they didn't think about. They didn't have a man. It's kind of interesting how when men are in short supply, all of a sudden, these woke women of today, these modern women, need a man. And they want to complain, oh, there's no good men left. Well, you know, like so many other videos that you see out there, well, there's plenty of men left. It's just that they don't want the balding, toothless, middle-aged, fat, spreading out all over the place men like my wonderful self. I'm just an average guy, you know, probably at my age now, a little below average in some ways. You know, I've been through a divorce, been through hell. I'm spending $1,100 a month on my divorce. And, you know, with those kind of resources being taken away from me, I don't have anything to offer another woman. So now these women that are going their own way, that have been going their own way for a while, are now upset because there's no good men left. And the truth is, I could have been a Chad in a way. I was good looking, 6 foot tall. Unfortunately, I didn't have a 6-figure income, but at the time when I met my wife, my ex, I had a 4-bedroom house, 2 full baths, in kind of a blue-collar neighborhood. It wasn't a bad neighborhood. It wasn't the greatest neighborhood. It was kind of adjacent to a bad neighborhood, you might say, but right behind my house was a 3,000 square foot home, and a whole line of homes on that side of the neighborhood that were, you know, anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 square feet. And my house, my neighborhood that I was in, was kind of like in between that and the bad neighborhood that was next door. And granted, when I bought my house, it was condemned. But I lived there for a year and renovated it and turned around and sold it a year later and made 60 grand on it. And but unfortunately, over the years, my ex, who continued to harbor those woke ideas about, oh, I don't need a man type of mentality, and she started hanging out with other women, other divorced women that apparently didn't need men either. That kind of thinking got into her head, and the next thing you know, she doesn't need a man. I don't know exactly what her life is like or what she's going through now, but what I can tell you is this. Ladies, if you stay with your man, it's better. Now, that $1,100 a month that's going into child support, attorney fees, and a whole bunch of other things, instead of it going into a mortgage like it needed to, and instead of it supporting me and her and our kids, it's going to nothing. I got nothing each month, $1,100. I got nothing to show for that $1,100 except for just staying out of jail. I mean, that's all that $1,100 per month is doing, is keeping me out of jail. Where are all the good men? And when she married me, I wasn't half bad looking. I was, at least according to, and this is not me, I didn't feel this way about myself, but I had other women friends that I was close to that would tell me I was good looking. Unfortunately, most of these women were always married because, 31 years old is when I finally got married. And so, all of my women friends were married. And, but I mean, I had, a few of them say, oh yeah, you're at least a 6 or a 7, but that was just in looks. I didn't have the income. I was a brick mason by trade. And women, even back then, and I didn't realize it, I didn't understand back then what was going on, that they were women that, unfortunately, if they had a choice, they would marry the man of sin, the beast, that represents 666. Think about that for a minute, guys and girls. And so, anyway, ladies, be careful what you wish for. You don't need a man. What do you want? What do you need? Because we're still trying to figure it out. And unfortunately, for many of you, you're waiting too late. You're waiting for your eggs to rot at the age of 30, 35. 80% of your eggs are rotten or just gone, not available. And, what do you have to offer? Your health is diminished. If you do get pregnant, the complications of that pregnancy, the energy levels. Hold on a second, I got a four-wheeler that's gonna go by, making all kinds of dust and noise. Give them a second. Oh, they look like they're having so much fun. And it's a guy and a girl. They figured it out. They figured it out. They're breaking out of the matrix. Oh my goodness. So it is possible. It is possible. But anyway, you ladies, you know, you want to basically destroy your chances of that house and the home and kids and everything. Many of you, and for many of you, it's too late. And now you're basically going to be stuck with us older men who, really, for all intents and purposes, if I had the income, yeah, I would probably be okay with having kids again. Um, Whether it be with somebody your age, I don't know, because of the health issues and just the complications of it and everything, and the pain and the physical wear it's going to have on your bodies. I mean, for some of you, it might even, I don't, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but for some of you, it may even take your life. Now I know, medical science is awesome, but it's almost a risk I'm not willing to take, simply because I don't want to invest myself in a woman only for her to have a child and then something happen to her or it affect her in a physical way for the rest of her life. And so now I've got to take, in my middle age, I've now got to take care of a child or even two, and a woman that is in bad health as a result of her having children. So it's a risk. And do I want to put what's left of my energy and resources into that risk? So it would have to be, my walk and her walk with God would have to be in such a way that I could have the faith and the trust that this is really what God's plan is, and then bringing children into this world, into this matrix that we're living in now, where America is at war with Russia. And you may not believe that, but I mean, look at Ukraine. I mean, look at how much support we've given, how many weapons we've sent there. And I've heard secretly that we've got boots on the ground over there. Whether that's true or whether the powers to be are willing to admit it or not, we're at war. We've been at war for a while now. It just hasn't quite hit our shores, but it's hitting our shores in a economic, financial way. So, for all intents and purposes, yeah, I don't know, with the economy like it is and everything, it's hard to say. But anyway, the unfortunate thing is 7 women to 1 man. The question we have to ask is that 7 rotten eggs? Is that 7 virgins? And here in America, the Western world, oh, goodness gracious, 7 women? Now maybe 7 Filipino girls? I don't know. Might have to get my passport renewed. I'm just joking. But hey, I'm telling you what, if it was a possibility and if I could afford it, and my daughter was 18 years old and on her way, and I was working remotely or whatever, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The Philippines, and not just because of the Filipino women, but because of the cost of living over there compared to the United States, would look really good. Thailand would look look really good, just because the infrastructure there is in really good shape. Vietnam, oh my goodness, the women there, you want to talk about traditional women. The Vietnamese girls are really struggling with trying to find men that they're interested in. So the problem I have with any one of those countries is that China is pushing those countries around, and there's a high probability that China might invade those countries just because of the resources. So, men, if you're planning on being a passport bro and going to these other countries, really look at the political situation there. Really look at their involvement with world affairs, because I'm going to tell you what, if a world war breaks out, those countries, you know, Taiwan, Vietnam, the Philippines, Vietnam, those are all nations that China has their eye on and is wanting to take over. And I don't know, you know, how that's going to affect your capital or your ability to generate capital. So something tells me that pretty much anywhere you move to, you're going to be screwed. I've considered the possibility of Switzerland because it's just a island out in the middle of nowhere near Australia. And so if nuclear war broke out, it'd be kind of like out of the way and away from everything. But I just, you know, the politics there is screwed up too, and the economy is screwed up there too. So I don't know. It almost doesn't matter. Oh, here comes another car. Let me give them a second to get by us real quick. Sorry about all the noise and everything. But anyway, like I said, it almost doesn't matter where you move to or what you do. Just if you have a relationship with God, you'll be able to make it no matter where God places you, because that's Him basically taking care of you and your faith in Him. Anyway, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. This video is almost 20 minutes long now, and that's all I have to say about that. But anyway, God bless you guys, and I really hope that whether it be man or woman, that you guys really find a solution, and that first and foremost that you put God first in your life. And have a blessed day. I'll see you guys later. Till the next one.